Callan Diggs here, and another topic I want to visit that has been quite a common topic discussed over the past several years when comparing country to country is free healthcare, or sometimes they call it universal healthcare. Could something like universal healthcare make America great again? That's kind of the Make America Great Again is Donald Trump's slogan, and probably large in part that's what probably got him elected to the office of president. And could it? It could. It could not. I do not have a definitive answer, but the answer I do have for you is you can take healthcare in your own hands so you can start reaching the finish line. If you don't have healthcare, that could be the very thing that keeps you from getting to the finish line. Some people may say healthcare is expensive. I can't afford it. You know, I have a family. I have 2 or 3 kids. You know, maybe you have difficulty finding an affordable solution for your family, or maybe you have pre-existing health conditions that makes it a challenge for you to get quality health care. For a person like me, you know, I didn't always have success, and I've been in a financial have the financial capacity to be able to afford many of the type of health coverage treatments, that the average person can't afford. But some of the things that I have started to do prior to my career success was travel abroad, was get blood tests through a lot of independent health clinics, and then consult with a doctor via telemedicine to be able to have a good idea, or to consult with recent medical school grads. They just graduated, so their mind is quite fresh and up to date with a lot of the knowledge and a lot of the changing things regarding is happening in the healthcare industry. And those were several of the many things that I use to be able to still get quality healthcare and reach the finish line. Let me give you an example. So when I was living in Mexico, there are a lot of Mexican people who they study in the U.S. And unfortunately, the way with the visa programs, once they graduate, they're not allowed to stay. So they have to go back to their home country, which is great for the country of Mexico because it improves the quality of healthcare there, being that there's a lot of U.S. trained Mexicans who return to their country and offer that to their people at the local price. So I took advantage of that, and I went down to Mexico, for example, to get a dental cleaning. Now, for some people, something as a dental cleaning can even be pricey. The average price of a dental cleaning is about $127. Yet I got a dental cleaning from a Mexican trained in the U.S. for $26 in Mexico. So literally, you could look at that as minus $100, or you can look at that as over 50% savings, for that matter, probably over 70% savings of healthcare in another country, and still the same quality. Now, conversely, if you don't travel abroad, if that's something you haven't done, or something that's not in the cards for you in the future, you can consider something like there's a resource that I still use for the US. It's called walkinlab.com. And I'll make sure I put a link in this description in the video below. So just take a look down there, and there will be a link to it that you can click on. And essentially, you can pretty much get almost any test that you want done as far as blood work. Blood work, it can be something as like food sensitivity tests, food allergies tests, Candida albicans, your basic panels, whether it's your thyroid, your TSH, your cholesterol, your blood sugar, whether you are sensitive or allergic to gluten. There's a variety of blood tests that you can take on that platform, and you would definitely save a lot of money compared to what you would pay for as you would go to the doctor. Essentially, the ideal way to do it is, if you have some concerns, you can consult with a doctor via telemedicine. Maybe someone who just graduated from med school, they're a fairly new doctor. Maybe they have like a year experience. Maybe a doctor who's retired and or approaching retirement, and maybe their rates is quite affordable as well. But you can coordinate instead of going through a healthcare marketplace exchange, and where it may be affordable, but it's not the quality of healthcare you want, or it may be the quality of healthcare that you want, but it may just be too expensive. You can find a doctor via telemedicine. You could have a Skype conference with them, and you can consult with them. They'll probably tell you, okay, let's get a blood test. Okay, you go to walkinlab.com, order the blood test, get it done, have it sent to your doctor, and then the doctor will give you advice, some recommendations, whether it's dietary, whether it's exercise, among other things. And that can be quite an affordable way to save on healthcare. I'm not suggesting that free healthcare cannot be good for the country. What I am suggesting is that you should not wait, or you should not count on politicians to work in your best interest. If you want to reach the finish line, it starts with you taking the first step. And that's the control that you have. You can't control a politician. Over the years, governments, whether it's Democrat or Republican, has failed the people consistently. But what you do have control over is the decisions that you make in your life. And instead of waiting to get free healthcare, you can start taking steps and where you can have affordable and yet quality healthcare. It's my intention for you to reach the finish line, and you can start by going to reachingthefinishline.com. And until next time, I hope you're reaching your finish line.